I was flipping ribs on the grill, wearing my old John Deere apron and humming along to some Skinnerd, when two heavy-set women in matching sun hats stomped into my backyard like they were marching into battle. One had a clipboard, the other had a tiny lap dog that looked like it hated being alive. Before I could even say, "Afternoon," the one with the clipboard pointed at my smoker and shouted, "Illegal activity. He's burning trash." The other whipped out her phone and started dialing 911. Now, to be clear, I wasn't burning trash. I was smoking hickory-glazed ribs. You could smell the sweet rub all the way from the mailbox. But these two, Debbie and Sherry, they were known around the neighborhood as the Karen sisters. Sisters-in-law, technically, but emotionally fused together by HOA power trips and zero sense of humor. They lived 2 doors down, ran the HOA like a mean girl sorority, and thought barbecue smoke was a personal attack. "We told you no open flames," Debbie yelled, as if I was holding a bonfire rave in my backyard and not just cooking dinner on a Tuesday. I told her, calm as I could, "It's a grill, ma'am. You've seen one before. This is America." Didn't matter. They waved over a cop who arrived like 5 minutes later. Poor guy looked like he regretted every life choice leading up to this moment. "Sir, we got a report of illegal burning," he asked, already sniffing the air. Then he looked down at the ribs, eyes lit up like a kid on Christmas. "That hickory?" I nodded. "Want a plate?" He smiled, real quick, then straightened up. "Just need to make sure it's a contained flame. HOA rules say." "HOA rules say this is a violation." Sherry barked. Page 14. No grilling without prior written approval from the board. Debbie started flapping her clipboard like she was summoning a demon. "Here's the thing though, I had approval. Got it 6 months ago after they tried this exact stunt last summer. I kept the signed letter from the city and the fire department inspection tucked in my garage, laminated and ready. So I handed it to the officer with a smile. He looked at it, read it twice, then turned to the Karens. "Ma'am, he's good. This permit overrides any HOA rule." Debbie turned red. Sherry turned purple. The dog sneezed. But me? I just kept flipping those ribs. Now, that should have been the end of it, right? Reasonable adults would go home, maybe reevaluate their life choices. But the Karen sisters? Nah. They marched off muttering about lawsuits and board retaliation, which sounded like something from a bad courtroom drama. What they didn't know, what no one in the neighborhood knew yet, was that their queen bee, HOA President Linda, Big Karen, Maxwell, had a little legal problem of her own. And I had just helped light the match. See, a couple months back, I got curious. I'd been getting weird fines, one for having my trash bin visible from the street for 32 minutes past pickup, another for unauthorized plant height. Turns out a bunch of neighbors got hit with the same junk. So I filed a request to see the HOA's financials. Legally, they have to show you if you're a member. But Linda? She ignored me for 3 weeks. So I dug deeper. Found out she'd been misusing HOA funds, like thousands of dollars missing for administrative lunches and consulting. One consultant was her nephew, who also mows her lawn. I gathered everything: receipts, statements, emails, and sent it straight to the county clerk and a housing court judge I knew from a poker group. They moved fast. So while Debbie and Sherry were still licking their wounds from the rib grilling incident, a sheriff rolled up one sunny morning with a court order. Eviction, not from her house, but from her position. Effective immediately. That meant Linda was no longer HOA president. The power trip was over. The Karen sisters were there, standing on Linda's porch, all 3 of them wearing pastel sweatsuits like it was Sunday brunch. Sheriff handed Linda the envelope, and man, the way her face dropped pure cinematic gold. Debbie started yelling about deep state setups, Sherry screamed something about suing me. The sheriff didn't blink. You're trespassing on HOA grounds you no longer control, he said. Time to go. And here's the kicker, the whole street came out. People brought lawn chairs. Some clapped. One guy from 3 blocks away brought popcorn like it was a block party. Old Mr. Whitaker even yelled, "Guess you won't be finding my bird feeder anymore." Linda walked down the driveway like she'd just been voted off reality TV. No talking, no waving. Just silence except for that yappy little dog barking like it was trying to restore order. A neighbor kid took a video. It went viral on the neighborhood app within the hour. I grilled again that night. Whole rack of ribs. No complaints. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe in community rules. I believe in respect. But when rules become weapons, and power gets handed to people with no idea how to wield it well, sometimes all it takes is a rack of ribs and a little paperwork to remind folks what real justice smells like. So yeah, was it about barbecue? Not really. It was about freedom. And here's the thing I keep asking myself, where's the line between order and control? Between neighborly rules and straight-up tyranny?